Three Corners is just your average small town, standing on the banks of a flood-prone river with a large pub anchoring the village at a once famous three-way intersection. Now it's simply convenient, as people chase the country dream, the country lifestyle, just not the unceasing agricultural workload. Population 2,000-ish. But like all small towns, scratch the surface and you'll be surprised at what you find underneath. In that sense, Three Corners is really no different to any other small town I know, except perhaps for some of the characters you might meet. The Nightwalkers. At night, she owned this road. During the day, no one noticed her. She made sure people didn't. Unobtrusive. Comments, no opinions. Greys, black, beige clothes, no decoration, no adornments. No bright glasses, no hooting laughter. No cheeky grin or wry sense of humour. Nothing. Because at night, she owned this road. The street lights, an occasional porch light. No one else is awake. The birds are asleep, the dogs in their kennels or snuffling indulgently on their master's bed. No cars, no traffic, no other people. That's why she owned this time and this space. The freedom was absolute. She relished this time of night. She lived for it. All day she fielded questions, delivered results, acquiesced to poor management, followed poor procedure, all in the hopes of efficient and effective work. The buzzwords of the moment. Buzzwords for a small department that was filled with petty politics, high school insults, whispers, bitching and backstabbing. He said, she said, they did. Ask them how everyone else managed, she didn't know. But she managed because of this. The ritual of it all. Going to bed at 9 p.m, waking without prompting at 2 a.m, throwing back the covers in summer, sliding out from under them in winter, getting dressed. Each item important. Each item cherished. Cherished for the ritual and cherished for the moment she strode out the door. It was different to her daylight walk. Her night stride is full of confidence, lengthy. Her back is straighter and no one would dare use the word scurry. She has no fear. The occasional person who may also be out on the street never looks up. At the sound of footsteps other than their own, they shuffle faster, head down, avoiding contact, avoiding conflict. So effectively, no one sees her and she thrills in the power of her invisibility. She never travels far, just down the road or around the block. She sways slightly under the weight of cloth, the crisp clink of her shoes making a sweet beat on the pavement, a fitting accompaniment to a melody of the swish of her skirts. This night, she crossed the dark gap between streetlights to avoid the man walking towards her. She couldn't see him, just heard him, a strong and confident lengthy stride in the distance, so she knew there'd be no head down and shuffling past. As she crossed, she thought she heard his step falter. Then she saw a blur as he crossed the road. Like her, he used the dark space between lights as well. She crossed back and to her chagrin, he followed again. She didn't want her ritual interrupted. She didn't want to have to meet someone. And now they faced each other with 20 metres between them. And a meeting would be inevitable. She wasn't afraid, though. She didn't fear the night, nor the stranger who came towards her. They stopped a short distance away from each other and a small ball of anger that was starting to well abruptly deflated as he stepped into the light. Transferring a silver-top cane from his right to his left hand, he used his right to doff his hat. Tall, black, cylindrical. She dipped a curtsy in return, her crinoline rustling. And without a word, they both continued on. The first of many sightings. Today's episode of Three Corners was produced by our maestro,
Postie,
and featured the spelt-like tones of Jack, For more stories, go to hittheroadjack.com.au or subscribe to the Three Corners podcast.